Brahma Muhurta. Without any doubt, the best time for one to practice is during Brahma Muhurta, that is a period of two Muhurtas, time units of 48 minutes or about 1.5 hours before dawn. Awakening and beginning your practice during this time tunes the biological clock and is the best way to, to reverse the aging process. Now we have the Shastra Pramana, the evidence from the scriptures, original scriptures for Brahma Muhurta. It is taken from Ashtanga Hridaya. It says, Brahmi Muhurtam Utishe Brahma Muhurtam Utishehit Swastho Rakshar Swastho Rakshartham Ayusha Tatra Sarvartha Shantyartham Smarecha Madhusudanam, which means one should wake up in the Brahma Muhurta for sustaining perfect health and for achieving a long lifespan as desired. Since you are half awake and half asleep at that time, the biomemory and muscle memory is most receptive to change in cognition, remove self-doubt, self-hatred, self-denial, that is SDHD, and create the reality you want to hold the space for. The logic is not thick enough. The Atma Pramana by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Early morning, the period of Brahma Muhurta, where the so-called reality, waking state has not become 100% real for you, and the dream state has yet not become 100% dream state for you. When you are just moving in between the Brahma Muhurta, that is morning 4:30 a.m. to 6 a.m., where your inner space, some moments is in waking state, some moments in the dream state, make use of that time to infuse some ideas into your system. The Brahma Muhurta consciousness is unique time and space when the material out of which you are made of is available for alteration, transformation, and manipulation. It is as though it is liquid. Hence, anything you try to infuse into your inner space goes in very easily. Just like a needle moves into the banana, it can easily enter into your system. For example, when you feel you do not have enough wealth, you can try to play and infuse with the idea, let me manifest wealth during Brahma Muhurta. It will not take more than 3 or 4 days to realize that you are setting the trend and thought current of what you want to express in what Brahma Muhurta time. The SPH says that sleeping during Brahma Muhurta means wasting one's life. During Brahma Muhurta, you should not entertain the thought currents which are not directly conducive for your life, because whatever you entertain during that time becomes part of you. Understanding you and the stuff out of which your life is made is ultimately from you, and realizing that you can transform, manifest, manipulate, play around, do everything you want with the stuff out of which your life is made is Kundalini awakening. Waking up at Brahma Muhurta is a powerful spiritual practice that can lead an individual to this experience. Atma Pramana by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Nithyananda Paramashivam. The best body, best mind you manifest with Tyaga. When I say wake up in Brahma Muhurta 4:30 to 6 a.m., if you give up your sleep, that Tyaga makes your DNA to develop in the material selection process, take up the quantum jump, which will make your brain never fall into coma. You will be alive and aware even when you go into dream, deep sleep, and even when you leave the body. That is Icha Mrityutva, the death by will given to you if you wake up in Brahma Muhurta. Anybody wakes up in Brahma Muhurta, it's sun's energy, Surya Karanas. The gift of sun is the early morning sunrise time, the energy he gives and the light he showers. Whoever wakes up in the Brahma Muhurta and eats that sun's gift is given Icha Vidyatva. Next section, cleansing and detoxifying. Cleansing, detoxifying, and purifying the body. Yoga is a science of awakening the Kundalini Shakti, the infinite potential energy which lays dormant within us all. However, like a pipe with clots in it, our body has energy clots in many of the 72,000 nadis. Thus, before we even begin to move our body on the mat, to absorb and retain as much prana as possible, the yogi should first cleanse and detoxify their body as a daily ritual in itself. Again, Apta Pramana from Hata Pradipika of Swatma Rama. We will quickly go through these. It means when all the network of the impure nadis get purified, then alone the yogi becomes capable of retaining prana. Atma Pramana by the SPH. Understand Shakti Pada is rekindling the energy component of you and that component taking over your body and mind. Prepare your body through yoga and Panchakriya. Prepare your mind with Vedic software, integrity, authenticity, responsibility, and enriching. Always be in the space of responsibility and enriching. Shuddhi Kriya. Shuddhi Kriyas involve four powerful cleaning processes to remove toxins and impurities from the system. Just like how we take a shower every day to clean the external parts of our body, Panchakriya is a process which cleanses the internal organs of our body, keeping it cool. These techniques not only cleanse our body but bring peace and balance to our mind and lightness and bliss in our to our being, which is why during programs, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism insists that all the participants do Shuddhi Kriyas every day so that the heat created during the Kriyas and energy darshans can be removed and so that the body is able to hold the energy permanently. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says, you just need to keep your stomach clean and light, nothing else. You just need to carry your body gracefully, nothing else. Panchakriya is a technique embodying purification. Once you complete Panchakriya, you will feel the whole body is pure. Panchakriya cleanses the body, and the Haritaki powder is said to activate the non-mechanical parts of the brain. The Supreme Pontiff also says, our morning Panchakriya is not just taking bath, it is detoxification process, decalcification process. Applying Vibhuti and Kumkum is decalcification. Taking the Jalabasti, Neti, all that kriyas is detoxification. Detoxification, decalcification, put together is Panchakriya. Now, first of these Shuddhi Kriyas is Jalabasti. The Supreme Pontiff revealed in a Vakyartha Sadas a direct Shastra Pramana from Paramashiva himself on the benefits of Jalabasti, which took place between a Saptarishis and Devi in the presence of Sadashiva. They were discussing about psychology and health. One Rishi made a statement, if your stomach is heavy, do not believe it is fat. And then the stomach, and then he strongly stated, it is a poo, it is not fat. Then Devi asked, what is the percentage? And the Rishi responds, 3/4 is a fat and 1/4 is the mala. And then that's when Paramashiva introduced the powerful benefits of Jalabasti. Paramashiva said, the food which is not digested in the last 48 hours is what we call as mala. The food which is not digested for few years is called fat. He says, Jalabasti melts both. Enema melts both. It cleanses both. To that detail, please understand everything you are going to do is to make you manifest Paramashivatva. Today, the modern science even shows that enema can support weight loss, remove toxins and heavy metals from your body, improve your skin, immunity, blood pressure, and even energy levels. Apta Pramana for Jalabasti, which means one adopts Katasana in navel deep water. After inserting a tube in the anus, one manipulates the anus to raise the apana, vayu, upwards. This is Basti Karma. Another Shuddhi Kriya, the next one is Jala Neti. Powerful cleansing technique Jalaneti easily removes the mucus and pollutants from your nasal passage and sinuses and allows air prana to flow without obstruction. Many people notice how this helps relieve allergies, cold, and sinusitis, and even claims that it prevents and manages other diseases of the respiratory tract like asthma, pneumonia, bronchitis, and pulmonary tuberculosis. On top of this, Swamiji has said that this also is able to subtly cleanse the third eye, Agnya Chakra, as the purifying water passes through that region. Apta Pramana for general Neti, which means the process of Neti quickly cleanses the frontal sinuses, offers clear eyesight, and rids one of the hosts of diseases occurring in the region above shoulders. Netra Shuddhi, eyes. This is the next among the Panchakriyas, the next Shuddhi Kriya. Netra Shuddhi, eyes easily become overused and tired from being constantly subjected to external stimuli like bright lights from the computer and TV screen, poor indoor lighting, and the irritants of air pollution like smoke, dust, and fire. Acuity of vision is reduced in tired, irritated eyes. This can result headaches, migraine, general fatigue, irritability, squinting, and eye strain, impacting health and quality of life. Benefits of Netra Shuddhi. Cleansing removes accumulated dust particles, eye secretions, and body heat that irritate the eyes, reducing itching, eye strain, redness, and burning sensation, making them feel cool and fresh. It reduces puffiness around the eyes and even helps in the prevention of conditions such as cataracts. It also has a relaxing effect on an anxious mind. Netra Shuddhi continues. The technique is fill clean eye cup with pure cool water. Bend forward and bring cup to the eye. Eyeball is now in the water. Rotate the eyeball and blink several times. Alternatively, after making sure the eye cup fits the eye socket snugly, lift the chin, open the eye and rotate the eyeball, blinking several times for 20 to 30 seconds. If there is a slight burning sensation, stop the cleansing. Bring head forward and remove the cup from the eye. Repeat the same with other eye. Change out the water between eyes. Repeat 2 to 3 times for each eye as needed. This is again the Apta Pramana from Bhava Prakasha, which means, as per the Akashic revelation, when taken after the food, Haritaki immediately negates and removes all the negative effects of Vata, Pitta, and Kapha that arises out of the food we ate. Atma Pramana from the Supreme Pontiff. The oxygen level in the blood increases to 300%. The main thing is the whole blood becomes pure. 300% oxygen means equivalent to 2 hours of pranayama. Made of the powdered nut of the Kaduka tree, native to India, this medicine works in a subtle way on the mind as well, wiping away all the engraved memories, samskaras, and negative mental patterns, helping one to become aware of the inauthenticities and complete with their root patterns. Now, next is ceremonial baths. After rising out of bed, one should always first take a bath or shower and cleanse the body of any or all impurities. Yoga is sometimes referred to as a practice. However, it is actually a Hindu ritual. And before all rituals, the sadhaka, the spiritual practitioner, should cleanse the body. On the physical level, this opens up the pores of the skin, but on the spiritual level, it opens the being up to receiving the higher divine energies. Atma Pramana from the Supreme Pontiff. Prana is, which is in the form of water, comes to you when you take baths, when you wash your body. Understand, not when you drink liquids. Liquids bring only the solid, the Bhu Prana, not the Jala Prana. Jala Prana gets into the system only through skin, especially your lower body. The private parts of the body need to experience the pressure of large quantity of water to heal itself, rejuvenate itself, and breathe Jala Prana. It is one of the powerful rejuvenation detoxification method. More Atma Pramana regarding ceremonial baths. Next section, we move to where to practice yoga. Pramanas again, which means in the places such as a solitary house, charming monastery, auspicious temple charged with divinity, bank of river, not frequented by the people, one's own house, unapproachable dense forest, sequestered place hidden by the trees, places free from the disturbing sounds, and a quiet place free from the presence of humans, animals, insects, and so forth, in the place free from those which cause hindrances and disturbances to yoga practice, in the places which are not owned by others, and in the places well protected from the scorching heat of the sun, the sadhaka should commence the yoga practice. Tying the hair. Before beginning every yoga ritual, the yogi should tie their head on top of the Sahasrara Chakra, top of the head, and avoid having any loose hairs. If one has short hair, they need not worry about tying the hair up. Ideally, the style of hair up that the yogi should have is the Shiva Jatas. More Atma Pramana from the Supreme Pontiff. You know there are many points in the head which need to be constantly pulled, loaded. Excuse me. Sorry for the glitch. So the Atma Pramana says, you know there are many points in the head which need to be constantly pulled, loaded. So inside awareness will be raised to a very high point. See for your mind possess the brain completely. The many points of the brain need to be awakened, kept alive. If I have to put it more raw way, how many of you had the problem of this hot flashes in your life? Even men go through that. It's not that only women during the menopause time go through. Even men go through that, the hot flashes. The hot flash is nothing but your brain trying to recoup from the nervous breakdown. Your brain is not able to hold the activities of your mind, both trying to settle that friction getting healed is hot flashes. Thus, jatas are all the help for your mind's activity getting settled with your brain. So larger mind activity like Turiya Tita experiences can be bolted in your brain with jata. More pramana for Shiva jatas. Now I will explain about the wearing of jatas, the matted hair. The yogi can wear the braided hair forming a coil on top of the head. Those who are with shaven head should not wear the matted hair. There are various patterns in braiding the locks of hair, jata, which are beneficent and auspicious. Now it goes on, the agamas go on to reveal the number of jatas which are allowed to be worn by the sadhakas, by the practitioners. Next segment is Aushada. Aushada is a sacred alchemy science from the ancient Siddha tradition. It combines sacred herbs, prana, the cosmic force energy, and most importantly, Shaktipada, that is entanglement energy of Paramashiva, the ultimate, which can be ingested or physically applied to enter into the body. Through this ancient science, the state, space, and powers of Paramashiva can be experienced, giving access to the 25 states of consciousness. Like how a perfect mirror reflects the sun perfectly, so does a perfect body reflect consciousness, the science of Aushada. Sacred herbs prepared as per Agamas, source book of Hinduism, revealed directly by Paramashiva, is a way to make the body like a pure mirror. Because certain herbs are capable of holding thought currents and transmitting them into you, they can be infused with a oneness experience during the Aushadha making process and directly consumed. Aushadha heals the physical, psychological, and physiological components of your being by tempering and transmuting the whole system, allowing you to be a pure reflection of Paramashiva, the pure superconsciousness. As a direct science from the Agamas, it is a direct teaching of Paramashiva, revived by the avatar to raise humanity to the next level of consciousness. Next is applying Bhasma, the Shastra Pramanas from Kamika Agama. It says, with the right and left hands, the sadhaka should apply the bhasma by smearing over his body. Such smearing of bhasma should not be done by the well-learned sadhaka in front of Guru, sacred fire, shrines of the deities, roads and passages, and being in the impure ground. In some scriptures, smearing of the bhasma in front of the shrines of the deities and of the sacred fire has been well recommended. The direction for the smearing of the bhasma has been laid down for the Brahmins in the Shaiva Agamas. If the sadhaka is not capable of doing this, bhasma udhulana, smearing of the bhasma, he may apply the bhasma in the style of three stripes, tripundra. More Shastra Pramana for applying bhasma from the Purvakamika Agama. Next is Jnananjana. Shri Guru Gita says, Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Nama, which means one who removes the blinding darkness of the eyes caused by the absence of true liberating knowledge by applying Jnananjana, the sacred black eyeliner, anointing the three eyes, which is of the essence and bioenergy of pure knowledge, and awakens the all-pervasive infinite eye, Chakshu, the intra-organ through which all that is seen onto that Shri Guru I surrender. Next is Kumkum and sandalwood. Atma Pramana by the Supreme Pontiff. Rubbing the turmeric and applying kumkum that detoxifies the intra-organ called third eye. Putting your attention on the third eye activates something called Agnya, means the energy to activate the intra-organ called third eye happens by putting your attention on it. Sandalwood is used to invoke divine energies. It is one of the most powerful medicines in Ayurveda for detoxing, cooling the body, healing wounds, and healthy skin. It's famous for its anti-aging qualities, but also in spiritual properties like clearing the mind and reducing stress. Before entering into the ritual of Kailasa's Nithyananda Yoga, all yogis should apply Jnananjana onto the third eye, Kumkum onto the third eye, turmeric onto the both temples, both sides, sandalwood paste onto the both temples, and bhasma onto all 16 points of the body. Direction for yoga. Beginning the ritual of yoga, all authentic yoga classes rituals begin with a yogi acknowledging Lord Shiva and their Guru. When you invoke the presence of the master, you are inviting the very energy and the source of your liberation. Without invoking the presence of the divine, yoga is reduced to a mere physical exercise. Shastra Pramana, which means the yogi should perform the yogic processes by offering his devoted salutations, namaskara to the disciples, to Vinayaka, that is Ganesha, his Guru, and unto me, Ishvara, Paramashiva, by placing the self in the uniting space of oneness, being absorbed in restful awareness. Offering namaskara, Shastra Pramana from Kamikagama, with your heart absorbed in nothing but the Guru, let go of attachments to your status as student, spouse, parent, and to your social standing, fame, and cravings for accumulating wealth. It is true that those who direct all thoughts to me alone achieve the highest state. This supreme state can also be attained by wholehearted worship of the Guru, who is Shiva manifest in human form. Shiva Mula Mantra. The Shiva Mula Mantra is a mantra chanted internally before each and every yoga ritual. After acknowledging the outer Guru, you claim and state that same consciousness within your own being, experiencing Paramashivoham, that is, I am Paramashiva. The Pramana from Sarvajnanottara Agama states in the Yoga Pada section, without allowing the upper row of teeth to touch the lower teeth and without allowing the tongue to touch the corners of the mouth and keeping his eyes half closed and raised, the sadhaka should repeat the Mula Mantra of Shiva in a perfect way as instructed by his Guru. After chanting the Sadguru Vandanam, chant the Shiva Mula Mantra 11 times internally. Chant Om Ham Om Shivaya Namaha, meaning I bow to the Supreme Consciousness so that consciousness, who is my beloved teacher, I bow. Ritualistic cleansing. All Hindu rituals hold both a scientific and spiritual significance, including Achamaniyam, the ritualistic cleansing. It is a purification ceremony which plays an important role in one's conscious evolution. This purification ceremony or samskara is a process to free you from various vices, sins, faults, and is even said to resolve physical deformities. The literal meaning of the word Achamana means to sip. In Hindu scriptures, Achamana is a process of sipping water known as while reciting sacred chants. Achamanam is a purification ritual in which the yogi sips water 3 times from the base of the right thumb, also known as Brahmatirtha. This process is repeated 3 times to free the yogi from 3 shortcomings, that is, kaik, physical or bodily, vachik, that is verbal, and manasik, that is mental. It also provides physical benefits. Your throat is cleared from vata, air element, which is associated to Vishuddhi chakra, pitta, fire element, which is associated with Manipuraka chakra, and kapha, which is associated with Swadhisthana chakra, water and earth element, doshas, and you can clearly chant the mantra or recite divine names. Thus, this ritual helps unblock and cleanse the above mentioned chakras. More pramana for this cleansing process. After chanting the Sadguru Vandanam and Shiva Mula Mantra 11 times, take one udharani, that is spoon of water from the Panchapatra, that is cup, and pour it on the center of your right palm. Then with the chanting of the mantras, drink the water from the palm 3 times. The 3 mantras to be chanted are Om Attatvam Shodhayami Swadha, Om Vidya Tattvam Shodhayami Swadha, Om Shiva Tattvam Shodhayami Swadha. Then chant the Hridaya mantra, Om Ham Hridayaya Namaha. So with these mantras, we perform the Achmana, that is the purification process with the help of water. With the base of the thumb, wipe the lower and the upper lips with the last mantra, that is Om Ham Hridayaya Namaha. Then wash your hands, touch So touch the lower and the upper lips with the index and the middle fingers, then wash your hands again, touch both the nostrils. So these are the different steps which you will be taken and guided along during the yoga session. That is then the conscious declaration, that is Sankalpa. In the ritual of Kailasa's Nithyananda Yoga, before beginning the asanas, the yogi first sits and declares the purpose for which they are there. They wake up so early? Why did they set this time aside for themselves? The context is clearly set from this point forward. I am here about to move my body in order to manifest the divine within me, Paramashivatva. I am the divine, Paramashiva. So, with this Sankalpa chanting, we set our will with the conscious declaration, setting the context of why we are supposed to begin the yoga ritual. These are the pramanas for the conscious declaration make. Anything repeated by your conscious becomes your unconscious and becomes your body. This is by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam. So this is the actual Sankalpa that is chanted. This will be chanted along with the actual yoga session, which you will be taking part in. Yoga is useless if, without the context of I am Shiva, yoga equals useless. In Hinduism, there is a purpose behind every action and inaction. When you enter into the ritual of yoga, you are following a science, a proven method from various Guru Paramparas. A Guru would take the science, initiate their disciples, who would then become gurus themselves and continue to pass down this science. Included in this ancient Hindu science is the process of entering into the ritual of yoga. For thousands of years, the great masters that have come before, as repeated again and again, yoga is a ritual to awaken the Kundalini, and it should be practiced in a very specific way. So unfortunate it is that today millions of aspiring yogis are led astray on their path because of the disconnect between their practice and what the enlightened masters warned of before. You can practice yoga as much as you want, but unless you enter into the ritual in a specific method laid out for their disciples, their yoga practice is useless for their spiritual evolution. This is the Shastra Pramana, which means looking upon all the limbs of yoga, angas, as sameness, establishing your body in oneness, dissolve them equally in the Brahman. Without this, to try to straighten the waist or limbs or to bring them in equilibrium is as useless as if they were the branches of a dead tree. These are more pramanas. Some additional preparations for the ritual of yoga. Before all the rituals of yoga begins, there are a number of other preparations to align to which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam, has made us as a part of all Nithyananda Yoga Vinyasa Kramas. They are consuming 1 cup of turmeric water mixed with honey. This aids ahimsa honey, non-violent honey. This aids in the detoxification process. Wear black clothes. This protects you from absorbing any negative energies within your facility while your body is most susceptible. Remove your upper cloth or t-shirt for male bodies only to absorb the energy of the divine Guru. Wear a Kantamala, Rudraksha bead, at the throat center and Sundaravanams, that is, hoop Rudraksha earrings. The sacred Rudraksha beads placed in these locations help raise the level of one's consciousness and manifest multiple powers of the third eye. Place an image of the Sri Chakra either above or below. With the presence of this mandala, the pure consciousness of Paramashiva and Parashakti will be infused into the bio memory. And a cup of water and spoon from the puja kit for the ritualistic cleansing, that is Achamaniyam. Facing towards the east, and a set of karlakattes, that is wooden weights, dumbbells, or any preferred method to apply external weight to the body. So these were the preparations which are needed and necessary to begin to enter into the ritual of yoga, the Nithyananda Yoga, as will be guided in the next and coming segments. Thank you. So I end this session with a Purna mantra. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavad Sri Nithyananda Paramashiva Padukarpanamastu Om Nithyanandam. Thank you, Nithyananda.